Fury as Islamists chant Hamas slogans on the streets of London during huge pro-Palestine protests the same day the Met allowed a jihad chant. As Robert Jenrick says, police chiefs will be summoned to explain their actions.
Here's a summary of the article.
Islamists chanted pro-Hamas slogans on the streets of London yesterday during a huge pro-Palestine protest on the same day the Met Police allowed a jihad chant. The demonstration took place yesterday, the same day that 100,000 people in Britain marched in pro-Palestine rallies calling for a ceasefire in the Middle East. Among the protests on Saturday, there were shocking scenes when a London tube driver led a train full of people in chants of, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," leading to a police probe. At an Islamist protest held in London on Saturday, one speaker was seen called for a jihad to liberate people from the concentration camp called Palestine. Speaking to Sky's Sunday Morning with Trevor Phillips, Mr. Jenrick said, "Chanting jihad on the streets of London is completely reprehensible, and I never want to see scenes like that." It was put to him that some people have carried Hamas flags and chanted slogans that are intimidating for Jewish people, or worn pictures of paragliders taped to their clothing in apparent support for Hamas. On Saturday, a London tube driver sparked outrage by urging passengers to chant pro-Palestinian slogans as they headed towards a solidarity march. Pro-Palestinian protesters in central London also chanted, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," despite the ongoing controversy around the slogan's meaning.
This post received a score of 12,000, with an upvote ratio of 80%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The beauty of free speech is that it very quickly lets you figure out who the shitheads are.
England doesn't have free speech. They throw people in jail for online trolling, but can't be bothered to shut down open racists chanting terrorist slogans. Incredible.
Same as Canada. They'll fine comedians 5 figures for their jokes, but a university student union calls the Hamas attacks justified, and calls for similar attacks in Canada, and nobody wants to touch it. They only go after the easy targets.
Who got fined? The name Mike Ward comes up a lot in a quick dirty Google search. Fined $42,000 for making fun of some disabled singer. Court overturned it. All I could find, but I didn't look too hard. It was also from years ago.
It wasn't over just a joke. It was that he had it as a regular part of his routine, and so it was about targeted harassment of a child with Treacher-Collins syndrome. Whether or not he deserved some legal issues over this, just think about the kind of person who performs a whole comedy routine just to make fun of someone because they have this condition. The child's family raised a human rights complaint because this person's routine was starting to cause the kid to be bullied in school for his appearance to the point that they developed suicidal tendencies and ideation. His punishment got successfully appealed because it wasn't demonstrated that his routine on this child caused all of his audience to target him. So the consequence of his routine causing other students in the school to bully this child was not enough to keep the charge.
Making fun of a disabled child makes you a terrible person, but it's stupid that doing that can get you fined for hate speech for that, but those who are calling for genocide aren't fined. Especially given ones calling for actual violence, and Islamic fanatics have plenty of history to prove that when they say they'll try to kill people, they tend to make good on their threats.
In Canada, our Charter of Rights and Freedoms is written from the position that everyone basically has the right to live peacefully. So someone causing someone else not to be able to do that is grounds for a human rights complaint. Because it was a routine, said and done repeatedly, causing someone to have a worse life experience solely for the genetic condition causing the way they look, it was a viable charge. That said, someone chanting for violence against another group explicitly would be charged in Canada. No group gets away with calling for violence or genocide en masse here.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.